Okay, now in determining the number of blocks that you need to construct your perimeter fence using Agees Block Estimator, this is how you go about it. You click on the Agees Block Estimator. From the splash screen, it brings you to this page where you choose whether to use imperial or matrix unit. Now, if your plan, the perimeter fence plan, is produced in feet, then you click imperial. But if it is produced in millimeters or meters, you click on matrix. So for the plan we're going to use in this video, which is produced in matrix, is produced in millimeters, that is going to prompt us to click matrix. Now when you click on matrix, it brings you to this page where you input your data like you have here. Now all the information you have here, this is the standard input page. The standard input page. So without wasting much time, let's go to pick the plan that we're going to use to do the illustration so that you know how it is done. This is the plan. Here we have the perimeter fencing for a plot of land measuring 30,000 millimeters by 1,000 by 15,000 millimeters. 30,000 millimeters by 15,000 millimeters. Now you can see on the plan the perimeter fencing. Now for us to be able to determine the number of blocks that we need to construct this perimeter fencing, this is how you go about it. What you need to do is to add up the entire length here, 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 and here to give you the perimeter of the plot of land. And that's going to be 30,000 plus that 30,000 times 2, which is 30,000 for this side and this side, plus 15,000 on this side times 2, which is 15,000 on this side plus 15,000 on this side. And when you add all these up, you have 30,000 plus 30,000 plus 15,000 plus 15,000. That will give you 90,000 mm. Then the next thing you do is just here, as you can see on the plan, you have equally spaced columns. You have equally spaced columns. These columns are going to be constructed using block. So for you to be able to achieve that, all that you need to also consider for you to know the total number of blocks you need to construct this perimeter fencing. If you look here, you see the dimensions of the column is shown, which is 450 by 450. So for you to be able to determine the length to determine the length of the total columns all added together, this is how you do it. You have 450 on this face, 450 on the other face. When you add the 450 on this face and the 450 on the other face together, it's going to give you 900. So it means you need additional 900 for one column point. And all together here, you have a total of 28 columns that is going to be constructed with blocks. So for you to not get the total length of the 8 portions covered by the columns is going to be 900 times 28. and that will give you 25,200. Now you add that value 25,200 to 90,000 mm you had initially, and that will give you 115,200 mm. 115,200 mm. Now we have a driveway as shown here of 3,150 mm. So through this driveway is where vehicles and pedestrians can get into the plot of land. And so you will now subtract 3,150 from 115,200, and that will give you 112,050 mm. Then another thing I want you to take note of here is you have two columns, one here and another one here. Those two columns are going to be constructed with concrete because of the door they are going to have attached on those columns. So those columns were not counted as part of the 28 columns that we considered. So I just want you to take note of that. So after extracting this information, the next thing you do is to go straight to the app and then come here to the length of the building. This is how you use it. And this is how you use the app to determine the total number of blocks that you need to construct that perimeter fencing. You come to the length of the building and enter the value we worked out, which is 112,050, which is 112,050 mm. Then every other area you type in 0. Every other column there you type in 0, 0, 0. Number of doors, no doors, 0. Windows, no windows, 0. Then the height of the perimeter fencing. So let's assume that the height of this perimeter fencing is going to be from the foundation level up to the top of the fence to be 2,400. This is 2,400. Then you enter that value, and then let's say the thickness of the block that we want to use, that is the building block thickness, say 150 mm. And then when you enter that, the next information we need is the mortar mix. So let's say in this case we are using a mortar mix of 1:10. So we have 1 representing one bag of cement, and then the 10 representing 10 head pans of sand. Then you enter there 10 head pans of sand, and then you click on done. Then you click calculate values. Oh, something is missing here. Here we enter 1 and then done. Click calculate values, and then it has given you the total number of blocks you need to construct the perimeter fencing, and that is 5,843 blocks is what you need to construct the perimeter fence. And then you need a total volume of mortar of 22 meter cube to lay the 5,843 blocks. Then you need a total number of bars of cement that you need to lay those blocks to be 105 bags. And then you need 6 single tripper truckload of sand. Single tripper truckload of sand. You need 6. And so you see that with the help of Agees Block Estimator, you can determine the number of blocks that you need to construct your perimeter fencing. And with this, your construction work is made easy. Thank you.